I think the judge got it right. This was an unprecedented crime in Minnesota and in our country's history. So it only makes sense that we have an unprecedented sentence, which is what the judge did here. This is what accountability looks like.
You delivered the rebuttal, the closing for the government in this case. Did you ever imagine playing such an integral role in this, like you said, an unprecedented case like this?
This was a team effort of many people. I'm proud of the role that I played. I'm even more proud of all of the people who were involved in this case. The Feeding Our Future investigation, prosecution, involved many talented accountants, agents, support staff. I was merely one part of it.
Just one impression from the hearing today. The judge noted that Bock's testimony amounted was in fact perjury. Is that significant to you as somebody who's worked in this for so long?
But it is significant, but I also think the court got it right. I sat there and listened to every word that Aimee Bock said in the trial. At the end of the trial, I did give the rebuttal, and I turned away from the jury at one point, and I looked at Ms. Bock, and I looked her in the eyes, and I said, in response to what she had put forth in the courtroom, words to the effect of, "Are you kidding me? What complete and what utter nonsense." Those were the words that I said at the end of the trial, and I think the court got it right when it concluded the same, that Ms. Bock committed perjury.
Has anybody asked about restitution and recovering stolen funds? Where does that stand? I think last I checked, it was like $70 million or something like that from Feeding Our Future.
I believe that's correct, but I'm no longer a federal prosecutor. I am not with the U.S. Attorney's Office as of about 7 months ago, so I would direct you to my former office.
So can you explain the difference between the restitution and the forfeiture? There's two different amounts. I know it could be a little confusing for people. What does she have to actually pay if she can't pay?
Yeah, so restitution and forfeiture are similar and related concepts. Restitution is to go to the victims. Forfeiture is an aspect of punishment. And that's where they reside in two different worlds. They both have to do with money, and in this case, there is a lot of money that was stolen. So it's $242 million.
And then just kind of also speaking of money, explain the difference, because the initial loss amount in trial we're talking about close to 250, so 246 million. Some of that was subtracted from the total loss amount.
A small portion was subtracted, but no matter how you cut it, it is a massive figure. 242 million is the amount, almost to the penny, that really talented forensic accountants traced, which helped reveal this crime.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Appreciate it. Joe, do you have a second?
Sure.
Joe, Matt's already said a lot, but your reaction to the verdict?
Well, it's a long sentence, and Aimee Bock did everything she could to earn it. The judge found what we all knew, which was that Feeding Our Future was entirely fraudulent. All the sites under its sponsorship were fraudulent, and she carried out the scheme every step of the way, including by threatening MDE in lawsuits elsewhere and accusing them baselessly of racism when they tried to shut down the program and the fraudulent sites.
I know it's not the first time we've seen or heard her cry. Were you moved by anything she said today?
I don't take anything Aimee Bock says at face value. Obviously, I'm sure she's emotional and sad. It's hard to watch someone be sentenced. That's true in any case, regardless of how bad the crime is. I'm sorry, Katie, I can't hear you. Okay. I think it absolutely does, and the message has to be sent. The fraud in these government programs has gotten to epic proportions, and the judge is sending the message that it won't be tolerated and it will be dealt with seriously.
I think the question is, do you think all fraud should be prosecuted,
Yes.
even if it's done by the president?
All fraud should be prosecuted, but regardless of person.
Should the fraud be prosecuted by people who have worked with the president in the past? And also, if the fraud is prosecuted, should there be amendments where his family, his corporation should no longer have to report to the IRS?
I'm not
I
going
would
to.
like to see how that would work for all of the other individuals who have child care places that have been accused of fraud. Are they no longer required to report to the IRS?
I have no comment on that.
Do you have any comment on the indictments being unsealed specifically at one ICS?
I know the Integrated Community Support System is a program that's been flagged as vulnerable to fraud and had a significant levels of fraud in it. So I don't know the specific indictments that are being unsealed today, but it doesn't surprise me that some of them involve that program.
Who's cost the taxpayer more money through fraud, today's defendant or the president? Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
That's what I thought.